Just when I think I've seen all the worst modern made-for-TV movies, Killer Cover-Up, also known as Strike Her Dead, sets a new standard. I'm Jay Harangue and I talk about soft porn and stalker movies.
You should subscribe.
So we start with the girls' high school soccer team celebrating a victory on the beach.
You guys all played so great, okay?
Yeah. This is Alicia. She's the captain of the team and she's seriously irritating. But one member of the team isn't joining in with the celebrations.
Where's Lily?
Lily is the team's goalkeeper and she's in a mood, but she runs into the sea with the rest of them anyway. Many hours later, when it's dark, Lily is nowhere to be seen. That is until... Then we meet this mother and daughter who kindly explain in just a few seconds everything we need to know about them. This is Jenna and her mum Sally. Sally has just separated from Jenna's dad, so they've moved here to California from Detroit. Jenna's worried that she might not make the soccer team at her new school, but her mum has no doubts.
You're the all-star MVP of East Pembroke High.
But Jenna's slightly concerned because this new school she's going to were the state champions last year and they may not even need a forward. This is a serious problem for Jenna because if she doesn't keep her stats up, she could lose her scholarship to college. For the next hour, her mum is pretty pointless. She's a hotel manager, she serves microwave meals on plates but leaves them in the plastic. Her boss is trying to shag her, but none of this is relevant, so we'll come back to her when she matters. So it's Jenna's first day at Fairmont Park High School in California. As she loves soccer, she goes straight for the trophy cabinet. Here she sees a poster of Lily the goalkeeper, calling her a missing person. Bit weird because we all know she's dead. Anyway, then we're in physics class and the physics teacher is Richie Hanover, who also just happens to be the girls' soccer coach.
Oh, I see.
He's keen to get Jenna signed up.
We're gonna see you at a practice later.
He says he's spoken to the coach at her last school in Detroit and that she said she was awesome.
Beg to differ.
So he takes her to meet the team. They all seem to be in a foul mood and are at each other's throats, but Coach Richie says they'll work it all out at practice.
Beg to differ.
Now, it's quite clear that nobody involved in the making of this film knows anything about football. I'm English, so if I say football, I mean soccer. This total lack of understanding of the game becomes more and more apparent throughout the movie. Now, I know women's football is appalling.
Yeah, you're right.
But this is just laughable. These people are supposed to be state champions, and this is elementary school standard at best. And we're going to see plenty more of this, trust me. So the team already has a forward, but needs a goalkeeper. So Coach Richie tells Jenna that she's going to have to go in goal.
What?
Obviously, playing up front and in goal are two totally separate skills, but the coach doesn't seem to understand that. He reckons Jenna will get her scholarship anyway, but as a goalkeeper. So after unconvincingly saving a couple of really badly taken penalties, it's been decided.
Looks like we have a new goalie.
This, by the way, is Grace, the star forward keeping Jenna out of her preferred position.
I don't see how.
As if any of these people are getting a college scholarship based on this shower of shit. Anyway, after practice, Jenna asks these three what happened to Lily, the last goalkeeper. These are the only members of the team you need to know. This is Stacey, Grace, and Maria. All the others are non-speaking extras, and there's loads of non-speaking extras in this film. Apparently it's because they have to pay them more if they say a line. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. And that's fine normally for actual background actors, but in this, there are people who should definitely be talking, and the fact that they don't makes them look like mutes or hostages with guns pointed at their heads. Anyway, back to Lily the missing goalkeeper, who the whole team knows is dead. Stacey is telling Jenna that Lily was angry that day at the beach and was never seen again, but Grace and Maria aren't convincing at all. Grace can't look at Jenna, and Maria just keeps her eyes on the floor before walking off while Stacey is talking. Oh, then Grace pushes Stacey before walking off after her. Don't worry though, nothing to see here, because Jenna is an idiot.
You're absolutely right.
Alicia is having a party at the weekend and Jenna is going with Stacey, Grace and Maria. Stacey and Maria are both in really bad moods for a change, but Grace, who seems like the only decent one, is trying to help Jenna find someone to shag. Here's another problem with non-speaking extras. When Grace goes upstairs with this guy Ken, the party is completely silent.
It's a good party.
I don't think so.
Now those clips were totally unedited. I'll play it again. All you can hear is footsteps, birds singing, and the pool filter. Ridiculous. Anyway.
Come on. Still breathing. 911.
So the ambulance comes. I'm assuming it's taken hours because it was broad daylight when she fell and now it's nighttime. Grace being in a coma, however, doesn't stop practice from going ahead. And thank God, because there's some outstanding talent on show here. Tracy and Maria start fighting and Coach Richie is like, hey, I know it's bad that Grace is in a coma and Lily is missing, but we all need to work together as a team or nobody's getting a college scholarship.
Psychiatrists have a word for something like this. Delusional.
In the locker room, Maria tells Stacey she thinks it's all her fault. She doesn't explain why, but Alicia's like, shut up, girls, just focus on practice, when the practice has just finished, but never mind. After Maria storms off, Stacey's like, I reckon it was you, Jenna. You've just turned up and you want to play forward, and now our forward's in a coma. After school, Jenna, who is excellent at finding hiding places, hears Maria telling Alicia that she's frightened of Stacey because she thinks it was Stacey who pushed Grace. Alicia's like, look, if you think she's pushed Grace, you need to be careful what you say, or you could be next. Then Jenna sees that someone has trashed her bike. Well, the seat has been removed anyway.
Did you guys see what happened to my bike? No one saw. No one saw.
Sorry, Jenna, they couldn't tell you if they wanted to, because they're more non-speaking extras. The next soccer practice is laps of the pool. Why, I have no idea. They could probably do with some basic dribbling or shooting skills, but anyway. They do some laps and Maria is the slowest. Stacey's like, Maria, you're rubbish. So Maria tells her to fuck off and storms off. When Jenna gets back to the locker room, she finds her sweater is missing and asks the rest of the team if they've checked on Maria.
You guys didn't check on Maria.
They can't say no because they're non-speaking extras, but they shake their heads, so Jenna's like, fine, I'll go and see if she's okay. But oh no! She's dead. Now this has to be my favourite scene. A meeting has been called by the school principal regarding recent events, and all the girls from the soccer team have been invited, as have their parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Tapia, I'm so sorry for your loss.
What? Why are they even there? Their daughter's just died. Why would they be there?
That's absurd.
Stacey's dad's probably not doing much to help them with their grieving process either.
Was it an accident? Are you sure it was an accident?
And fair enough, because the principal's like, well, what else could it be? But he's like, well, one of the girls is missing, one is in a coma.
And now one.
They all start arguing over this, but where are the police? Surely if there's even a chance it was an accident, they'd be questioning people. Add that to the fact that one girl is missing and another's in a coma. There's just no way that this would be left to a parent-teacher conference.
True.
After the next practice, Jenna tells Alicia she heard her telling Maria to be quiet about being scared of Stacey. And Alicia's like, if Stacey wants you gone, that's all the more reason to be quiet. Jenna's dad has turned up in California now as he missed Jenna and wants to get back together with her mum. I'm not going to bother going into this. All you need to know is we're supposed to think he might be the killer. He's a terrible actor and he's not the killer. Jenna tells Grace's boyfriend Ken what she thinks is going on.
What do you mean Grace's fall wasn't an accident?
Lily, Grace, Maria, my bike.
Oh yeah, your bike. I'm not sure it's in the same league as the other stuff, is it?
No.
At practice, someone's left a sinister note in Jenna's locker. She's like, okay, Alicia, tell me what's going on. Alicia's like, okay, Lily's dead and we all agreed to cover it up because we were underage drinking and none of us wanted to lose our scholarships. Jenna's like, okay, but people are dead now. You need to tell the police. And Alicia's like, no, because Stacey's been killing people and we'd all be accessories to murder if we tell now. Alicia says the only way to fix it is if Jenna gets Stacey to crack. Jenna's like, me, why?
If you don't help me, the team's through.
The team is apparently all that matters to anyone.
It is.
At the next practice, Coach Richie decides to get the team to bond by sending them into the sea to hold hands for a minute. I have no idea what this is supposed to achieve, but they go in. They play really dramatic music over this to make it seem like some sort of serious challenge.
Oh, it goes in!
So they managed to stay in there for the whole minute. They're all really pleased with themselves and the coach is over the moon.
I got a recruiter coming next week. You guys show up like this, scholarships for more of you.
I failed to see the connection between girls' football and holding hands in the sea, but whatever. The joy is short-lived and Jenna and Stacey start fighting. This spills over into next week's practice too.
Get your arms around it.
The recruiter sees this and leaves. To clarify, she's left because of the foul, not the abysmal standard of football before it.
Yeah, right.
Jenna's dad decides to practice with her, so at the next training session, she's putting on a goalkeeping masterclass. That is, of course, until...
Oh, dear.
After practice, we finally see a police officer. The principal has had an anonymous tip, so he's there searching through lockers. Lo and behold, the sweater Jenna lost is back in her locker and covered in Maria's blood. So it's been taken in as evidence, and Jenna is questioned by Detective Willow. Jenna's like, look, Detective Willow, Lily is dead and the team are covering it up. Grace wanted to tell, so Stacey killed her. But Detective Willow doesn't believe her, and neither does anyone else in the school. Jenna's mum, Sally, who's once again relevant, tells Detective Willow that she's going to find out herself who killed these girls, but he advises against it.
That never goes well.
At school the next day, Jenna asks Alicia why she didn't tell the police what she knows, but she's like, because I need proof that Stacey is the murderer. Then Jenna gets in a fight with Stacey at practice, gets a black eye, is rude to her mum, and then gets followed around by Grace's boyfriend Ken, who we're supposed to think is the killer for all of 20 seconds before he starts helping Jenna. When I say helping, I mean driving her to Stacey's house so she can attempt to break in and get caught by the police.
Really?
So Jenna is now grounded.
Oh.
But this is the worst grounding ever, because her mum goes out the next day, so Jenna just leaves the house. Her mum is snooping around the locker room at school and starts asking Alicia what's going on, but Coach Richie comes in and says, hey, you can't just accost my students. So she goes to see Lily, the old goalkeeper's mum. She's like, sorry about this, your daughter's never coming home because she's dead. Am I okay to look through her stuff in her room? She won't be needing it. Although the police have searched there already, within seconds, Jenna's mum has found this children's soccer scrapbook in the second drawer she looked in. Bear in mind this girl is supposed to be 17. Anyway, in this scrapbook, among these childish stickers, all the scores from the games are crossed out and changed. Lily has also circled Coach Richie's face. Jenna goes to visit Grace, where she bumps into Ken. They decide to do some digging too, so they go to Maria's parents' house. Incredibly, Maria's mum is a non-speaking extra.
Really?
Thank you, Mrs. McShay.
So all she can do is point and nod. Maria had a journal, which is also covered with childish stickers. I can only assume the producers bought one pack of stickers and covered all the girls' stuff with it. Anyway, in this journal, they read that Maria knew Alicia was hiding something. Jenna's mum has called Detective Willow about the scrapbook, and he's over at Coach Richie's house to question him, but there's nobody there. Ken takes Jenna to Alicia's house. They decide it's better if she goes in alone, because plot. Jenna's mum's no longer alone though. Jenna's dad has joined and they're over at Stacey's house questioning her and her dad, but Stacey doesn't know anything. Jenna has got to Alicia's front door and Coach Richie is there.
Oh my goodness.
Jenna listens to their conversation while looking directly at them through the glass door, and they just so happen to reveal the entire plan.
Jenna, she doesn't deserve what we're doing to her.
Hey, with last year's championship and another this year, you're gonna get a scholarship, you're gonna get a college coaching job.
You're not gonna pay off the refs again?
Hang off the refs.
For some reason, although Jenna can hear everything they say word for word, they can't hear her repeating it back to herself. Yet the sound of her dropping her bag... So then there's a chase. He gets in his car, so you'd think Jenna would run around trees or go over a fence, but no, she just runs along the road. When he inevitably catches her, he brings her back in the house. Over at Stacey's, they've put 2 and 2 together.
So you think Lily found out the coach was fixing their games and killed her?
Well, isn't that what most people do?
Now, how they've come to this conclusion, I have no idea, because the motive is just ridiculous. All for him to get a job coaching girls' soccer at a college. How much can that possibly pay? At the high school, they probably pay him extra to teach physics. I seriously doubt he's going to be able to do this at a university. This is just madness. Back at Alicia's house, Alicia has decided that now they've gone too far and stops Coach Richie shooting Jenna. So he's turned on her now. He must have really wanted that college coaching job. Jenna's parents come in to rescue her, but Richie has shot Jenna's dad. Jenna knocks Richie over and her mum grabs the gun and boots him in the face. The police turn up, Jenna's dad is taken to hospital and Alicia and Coach Richie are arrested. At an unspecified time later, Jenna's dad is the new coach at the school. Grace is out of her coma and playing again, everyone's friends, and the standard of football is still absolute shit.
That is all.
So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.
That's absurd.